Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Ellen and I am a violinist and a violist and a violin and viola teacher. Ironically enough, I also am getting back into playing the violin and practicing the violin and the viola for myself. So, brief backstory as to why I'm making this channel in the first place. I have a degree in viola performance. I graduated about 4 years ago, actually just about 4 years ago, 4 years and 2 weeks. And since then, I have not really practiced a whole lot for myself. I know it sounds awful. This is my career. I teach kids almost every day how to play the viola, how to play the violin, and that they should practice. And I don't do it myself. So why is that? Well, since then, I've had 3 kids. I've moved 3 times to a different state, and I've been teaching dozens of students. So because of that, it's not a priority. When I had a recital or a performance or for something specific, of course I would practice. But it's not on my priority list, or it wasn't a high priority for me to practice for myself because I love playing the violin and the viola. And funny enough, talking to my sisters, to my friends who also played the violin and took violin lessons from when they were tiny all the way through high school, some even through college, many of them don't practice either because it just doesn't fit into your life usually. Who has 4 hours to say, oh, little kids, go sit over there, I'm gonna practice? No one. So why I'm making this channel is to help myself and to help my sisters and my friends and any of you who are also trying to get back into playing the violin more consistently for yourself because you love it, but maybe you have no idea what to do. Most of us grew up taking lessons, and now without a teacher, it's kind of hard to know what you should practice, which piece you should learn, and how to go about doing it. So what I'm going to do today is kind of, if you would envision like an exercise video where they show you what to do and you follow along. And so you're still getting a great workout, but you're not having to think of what to do first and what to do next and what to think about and what to fix. That's going to be what today is like. I'm going to bring you along for a technique workout. This technique workout, after this, I'm going to go practice La Folia in book 6, in the Suzuki Violin book 6. Because it's a piece that I really enjoy playing, I enjoy listening to it, and I haven't played it in a long time. So I'm going to do that today. But this technique warm-up will work for anything that you're going to go do. It's designed to be a little bit more gentle. I'm assuming that most of you, many of us, haven't really done a lot of playing in the last little bit. Maybe that's a few weeks, and maybe that's a few years, and maybe that's many years. Whatever it is, you are welcome here. I am not going to be editing these videos except to take out interruptions, like if a kid comes in or something like that. But I'm not going to be editing out my mistakes. I'm sure there will be many, just as you will probably make mistakes too. That's okay. We are learning, we make mistakes, and we fix them, and we try again. So with that, be kind in the comments and to each other and to yourself, because we're learning here. And nobody is perfect. If you are perfect, then you don't need to be watching this warm-up. Anyway, we're gonna get started. So we're gonna start with our bow. We're gonna have a quick review of how do you hold your bow, because it's been a while probably. So what what I recommend is take your left hand. This is my left hand, my violin hand. You're gonna hold on to the stick, not the horsehair. Don't touch the horsehair. We're gonna hold on to the stick, and we're gonna find what your hand would naturally feel like. Find a bent thumb, curved. You're going to stick your thumb in this spot. Remember, not in the frog. In this spot, nice bent thumb right on the tip. These fingers are going to wrap around. You're going to bring your pinky, curved pinky over to the tip. Right here, lay your first finger down. Hopefully this feels pretty normal. I will mention here that if you need some extra help, I am going to be linking a place down below where I have polished, professional violin and viola lessons that you can watch and get more practice holding a bow if this is something you haven't done in a very long time and would like more help. But I'm just going to keep going. So get your bow hold, make sure that you're checking your bent thumb and your curved pinky. We're going to start with some bow exercises. You may have done these when you first started taking violin or viola lessons, but it's going to work. It's great. It helps strengthen your fingers. It helps get a good arm motions for straight bows, and it helps to have beautiful thumb. So we're going to do it. Everyone needs beautiful thumb. First thing we're going to do is elevators. You may have called them something else, but we're going to go up and down like this. So things to be watching for, things that I'm watching for, which is, it's funny, watching myself in the camera, I can see it really well. We're watching that our frog and our tip are vertical, not vertical, that they're horizontal, that they're parallel, moving together like that. Let's do maybe 3 more. 2, 1, awesome. While we're here, let's do some windshield wipers. These are my students and my kids' favorites. So take a second and check over here. Make sure you're not going to hit anybody or anything with your bow, because our bow is going to go whoosh, from flat to flat, horizontal to horizontal. You don't need your hand here. And we're going to go kind of fast. You want to hear whoosh, whoosh. My professor would say it would sound like a lightsaber. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. As you do this, watch your pinky and your thumb, because that's where you're going to feel it. That's where you're going to lose your behold. Let's do a few more. 2, 1. Awesome. Take a second. If you haven't played in a long time, you will probably feel that in your fingers. So next we're going to do some circles. Pointing your tip up to the ceiling. Check your frog. Your frog and your tip should make the same circle. And if you're like me and you have a ceiling fan up there, check that you're not hitting your ceiling fan. The circle should be about the size of a basketball, nice and smooth. I'm going to go back around. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm just kind of going to narrate for you what I'm doing and prepare you so that we can play together, do together, and hopefully it works out pretty well. I think it sounds like fun, and hopefully it will be helpful for you. Please let me know in the comments if there are adjustments that I can make to make this more useful for you, if there are different techniques or different pieces, different things that would be useful to have some help with as you start to play the violin again. So we were going this way. Let's think and we'll reverse and go back the other way. For this exercise, make sure that this motion is coming from your shoulder, even from your back, that your whole arm is working together and that your tip is pointing up. Beautiful. Let's do a few more here. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. So, thank you for coming along with me on this journey. So we've got our bow warmed up. Let's grab our instruments. I've just been sitting here. Make sure that you're tuned. If you haven't, pause for a second and tune your instrument. If you're interested in a video in relearning how to tune or how to practice tuning your violin, leave a comment down below and I'll make that for you. So we're all tuned. We have our instruments. This is my violin, which is extra great because, as I mentioned, it's been probably a decade since I really practiced the violin, because I'm primarily a violist, but I love playing the violin. I've played it since I was a little girl, and I love it, and I would love to get back into playing, and I want my kids to see me playing for me and for fun, so that they will also love music. Okay, so let's remember how to hold our violin if it's been many years. I don't use a traditional shoulder rest. I use a sponge because I have a very short neck. However, you probably have shoulder rest. Make sure that it's on correctly, that the lower part is under your chin rest, and that the higher part is on the side without the chin rest. That's going to come right here. If you put your instrument up and it feels very weird, try switching that around first. So we're going to bring your instrument up to your shoulder. Make sure your scroll is roughly level with your nose, not super high, not leaning down, that you're standing up straight, that your feet are about shoulder width on the floor, so you've got some space. You have nice bouncy knees. Some people like to stand with parallel feet. If you were a Suzuki student, you may remember the zip and step. That's fine too. Whatever feels natural for you. Personally, I like my feet to be pointed out a little bit more, but that is just your personal comfort. But we do want to make sure that you have loose knees, loose hips, kind of shake around a little bit, and especially that your head and neck are relaxed. So you're going to bring your instrument up. Your scroll is going to point kind of out over your knee and your toe. You want to make sure that you have space here between your elbow and your side, no resting down like this, and that you have a straight wrist here that's not collapsing in and not leaning back like that. You've probably heard that a billion times. Also check your left thumb, that it's nice and loose, not bent like your bow thumb, that it's nice and relaxed. What we're going to do first is we are going to warm up our tone on the G string. So this is my favorite technical exercise. That is more of a viola thing, but I do like to do it with my violin students because it warms up the tone beautifully, and it is a G string circle. What we're going to do, you're going to come all the way down to your frog. I'm going to come like this, and we're going to do a circle. And it may crunch just like that, because we want to put your frog down on the string, like under your fingers, as froggy as it can go. You want to let your whole arm relax in. And for the violin, the weight of your whole arm is a little bit too much. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and find that balance. All right, so let's do a few more of these G string circles. So these are going to be about orange sized. And you're going to set your bow and find that beautiful tone. And you're going to set, you're going to try again. And again. I'm going to do about 10 more. Tone. Now we're going to stretch our bows out, and it'll be kind of half bows, nice and deep, which will sound like this. So we're going to do slow half bows. Play with me. Listen to your tone, that it's a nice round tone, that it's not too crunchy or too light. We're getting nice in the middle. Just fun to find on the violin. It's different on every instrument. Meaning between the viola and the violin, and also each violin, each person is going to be a little different. So set your bow. We're going to do lower half. Here we go. Of how the sound goes. You can be looking between the bridge and where your bow is, checking if you have a straight bow or not. That's something that takes a while to get back after you haven't been playing for a while. Okay, next, let's do some full bows. We're going to kind of think 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So let's do it together. So 4, 1 bows. 1. I'm going to turn a little bit. 1, 2. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, probably feeling like I am, that it's a little harder at the tip, as it usually is. So let's do a G major scale. So we're going to try and do some scales and also some vibrato in this piece. So I'm going to turn on my metronome, which you should be able to hear through the video. This is set to 60 beats per minute, which is a lovely tempo for all things scale related. So what we're going to do is first we're going to do a G major 2-octave scale. I'll turn that off while I talk for a second. So we think about our finger patterns for G major. We have on the G string, we're going to have a B natural, which is a high 2. And then on the D string, our second finger is going to make an F sharp. All right, so as I said, B natural, high 2 on the G string. F sharp is going to give us a high 2 on the D string. And then on the A string, we're going to have a C natural, which is a low 2. And on the E string, obviously, we're going to have a G natural, not a G sharp. So we have a high 2 on the G string, high 2 on the D string, low 2 on the A string, and low 2 on the E string. So as our other fingers, our third fingers are all going to be in their normal positions. We're going to use open strings for today. And harkening back to any of you who were also Suzuki violinists, use our tucka-tucka stop-stop. Our 4/16 notes, 2/8 note rhythm. Some people call it tucka-tucka stop-stop. Sounds like this. Obviously, this is your practice. You can do it wherever you want in your bow. I prefer it kind of in the balance point to mid-range of my bow. Just warming up a nice, beautiful tone. So, high 2, low 2, low 2. Then we're going to go back down. We'll repeat the note at the top. We'll wait a second on our metronome. So here we go. 1, so it'll sound like 1, 2, here we go. And 1, high 2, to the D, 1, 2, 3, and A, 1, low 2, E string, 1, and low 2 and back down, repeat and down, prep the 3, low 2, think about the 3, and high 2. Awesome! A G major 2-octave scale. Take a second and check your wrist, check your bow hold, check your feet, make sure that everything is working well. We're going to do this one more time, and I'm not going to talk. I'm going to listen to my tone and my intonation. Okay, so get your bow set. Tucka, tucka, here we go. think about anything you'd like to improve, fingers that were out of tune, maybe straight bows, maybe checking your wrist, things like that. It's always good to think about what we can change, what we can improve, and try in the next time. So this is your practice. If you would like to pause here and do this scale in the same way a few more times, please do. This is for you. I am going to turn on my metronome, again at 60 beats per minute, and I'm going to do quarter note scale. So 1 bow per quarter note. It's going to end up being somewhere between half of a bow to a quarter bow. And let's do it. So same finger pattern, changing the rhythm. 1 quarter note per bow. 1 quarter note per bow and per note. 1, 2. Here we go. So we're going to try that again. Think about something that you're going to focus on, and we'll do it together. 1, 2, here we go. Again, this is my practice for me and your practice for you. So take a quick second. If there's something that you need to practice like that, please do. And then we're going to speed up a little bit. Let's do some eighth notes. So 1 and 2, and it'll sound like this. With your bow getting a little bit shorter as you get faster. So 1 and 2, and here we go. Beautiful. Take a second, think about what you're going to fix. Let's try it again. 1 and 2, and here we go. Here, if you would like, we're going to move on to 16th notes. Let's try 1 per note. So it'll sound like this. Go. Let's try that again. This is not how I usually do it with my students, but we're going to do it because it will test my brain. 2 notes at the top, 2 G's at the top. 1 E and a 2 E and a, here we go. Okay, think about what you're going to improve. Remember to make your bows smaller as we get faster. 1 and 2 E and a, here we go. Fantastic. I'm going to try this 2 more times. Think of something different. Maybe your wrist. Maybe keeping your bow hold. 1 and 2 E and a, here we go. Okay, the next hour on scales and I have much to do. I want these videos to be about 20 minutes. Seems like for me, a good amount of technique work for a personal practice day while still leaving time for pieces. And since we are kind of approaching that 20-minute mark, let's move on to some vibrato. So, for this vibrato, we're going to do what I do with my students because I want to check in with my vibrato, and I'm sure you probably want to check in with yours. This is a vibrato refresher for those who have had really well-formed advanced vibrato in the past and are getting it back. If you have never learned how to vibrate on your violin, how to do vibrato, vibrato is a noun, vibrate is the verb. If you've never learned how to do vibrato, please check out my video that will be coming soon my video course about I can speak today. Please check out my video course that will be linked down below when it is ready on how to learn how to do vibrato. Anyway, that's a very weird sentence coming out of my mouth. So, we will use the metronome in just a second. What we're going to do, violin up, you may remember this. We're going to practice, we don't usually rest our wrists on the shoulder of our violins, but for today we're going to do that, and we're going to end up, let's see. Let's get a nice wet F sharp. Yeah. So, yeah, F sharp. Hit it with your second finger. So you're going to be in fourth position, F sharp. That should feel pretty good with your wrist blocked here. We are going to take our metronome. We're going to keep it at 60. We're going to do quarter notes, and then eighth notes, 4 beats of eighth notes, 4 beats of 16th notes, and then vibrato. So what that's going to sound like, you listen, you can change your bow as you will. So we're going to F sharp, we're going to sound like this, quarter, 3, 4, we're going to do 8, I misspoke, eighth notes, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 16th notes, 1, and a 2, and a 4, and a vibrato. Awesome. So, the vibrato can be slow, it can be uneven, it is where you are right now. So we're going to hit the top part of the oscillation is one beat, the lower is another beat. We're going to keep that nice and rhythmic, but smooth in between, if that makes sense. So nice and even. And watch that your thumb is loose, that your hand is relaxed, and that your fingers are rocking. Again, if you want more information about vibrato, check that link soon to come down below. So let's try it. Find that F sharp with your second finger. You can change your bow however you want. Slurring 4 is comfortable to me. So 1 and 2, and here's your quarters. Ready, go. Start high, low, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, eighth notes. 16th notes. Vibrato. Yeah. So there are more. We can do 36th notes, 64th notes, all of that. We'll add those as we get along. But it can be kind of revealing when you use vibrato for the first time in a long time. So wherever you are is a great place to start, and we'll keep moving forward from there. So for now though, let's switch to our third finger. We're going to stick with 2 and 3 today. So our third finger, if you're still in fourth position, is just going to tuck right where your second finger, right above where your second finger was. It's going to play a G, check that you're blocked here, that this is not moving, that you're rocking back from here. So we're on our G. Same exercise. So here are quarter notes. Ready, go. One in there. Let's switch back to your second finger. Make sure your hand is nice and relaxed. Again, this is our F sharp. Take a second, find your note. Make sure it's in tune. 1, 2. Here we go. Quarter. Last one for today. We're going to start slow. Here's our quarter note. Here we go. Third. Your hand. Take a break. Excellent work you have done. A warm-up. You're playing the violin and off to do it with good technique and getting better every day. This has been revealing for me. Again, it's been a while since I've practiced my violin and not be teaching another person, and it's probably been a while for you. So take a second, think about some goals that you have for yourself. What would you like to improve? Maybe it's your vibrato, maybe it's your tone. Maybe there's a piece that you would love to learn to play again, or play that's new that you've never done before. I hope that you can make music a wonderful part of your next year, as I hope to make personal enjoyment of music and creating it myself part of my 2021. Anyway, thank you for checking out this video. Hopefully you've liked it. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. I've never said that before. It's very new for me. And let me know if there are things that you would like to work on or do, or sincere ways that I can improve these videos. And again, remember to be kind to me and to yourself, because we are all learning and improving here. Anyway, we'll see you soon. Thanks.